I've seen some weird shit before, and like, okay, I get that in the 70s this was real weird shit. Like, this was the human centipede of the 70s, I feel.
Just in like a different
Where
way.
people
Like
watch it
the
and go,
vulgarity of
what is
it.
happening right
Yeah,
now?
like the vulgarity of it and the strange, like what moments for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
can.
not so much like the messaging, more like the this is real out there type thing.
Welcome to the commentary booth where we watch and you guessed it, listen and commentate on the week that was in movies and TV. I'm your flashback host, which obviously means that this is going to be another shit show of an episode. You're welcome. Um, my name's Karina, and I'm joined by your normal, everyday, boring person that hosts this damn thing, Jamie Apps. His new favorite movie, I found it for him, folks. As of last night, I found it for him. It's The Eras Tour, the final show. You're welcome. And his favorite TV show, I'll still give that to him. It's still South Park. That hasn't changed. But hi, Jamie. Welcome to Chaos.
Hello. I watched South Park last night, actually.
Why does that not surprise me?
The crap out is coming.
I can't. I'm done.
You don't
I'm
even
already
know
going to
that
check
reference.
out. Nope. I'm going to check out now because I'm not a South Park person. South Parkian? Do they have a name on South Park, like the townsfolk? Oh,
Just South Parkers.
South Parkers. That doesn't sound good. We need to come up with a name for them. We might get some like royalties or something. Anyway, hi, how's it going? What's up with your strange? Well, it's not strange for you, I guess. I always think it's strange when you guys have summer and Christmas. But how's it going?
It's fine. It's meant to get real hot today, so I'm just waiting.
That's gross.
Waiting to sweat.
That's nasty. Meanwhile,
I gotta sweat off all this weight that I apparently put on in
oh
the
my
last 2
god!
days.
Just so everybody knows, he's on a stupid steroid, and it's just making his face look normal in comparison. Because Jamie weighs like a whole fucking lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
So I get on the phone this morning and I am immediately told that I am fat. It's
no,
great. Thank you very much.
he got on the phone this morning, and I said, "What's wrong? Like, you look like you've been crying. Your face is kind of puffy. Is everything okay?" And he goes, "I'm fine." And I was like, "Yeah, but your face looks a little bit more like agitated than normal." And he was like, "I'm on a fucking steroid. You trying to tell me I'm fat?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No, you just look like you normally would if you could retain fucking weight, you asshole." Like, not everyone has the metabolism of a 12-year-old still in their 30s, all right? Mm. 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 Anyway, speaking of time, we today, folks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a really weird transition, but I'm gonna make it work because
That was rough.
it was rough. It's fine. We'll cut it, and it'll be great. It'll be a smooth transition. Anyway, speaking of time for my childhood and when I was 12, there we go. See, that was better. Jamie and I did decide to take a jump to the left and a step to the right because we did the time warp last night and celebrated the 50th anniversary of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yay! I actually do have the movie lying around here somewhere, and it's a really cool box. It's like, I think from like one of the other anniversary editions, because obviously it's me and I love that kind of stupid shit. So before we dive into Dr. Frank-N-Furter and Tim Curry and stilettos and fishnets, comments, questions, concerns, history.
My history is we watched it yesterday,
Okay.
and that's it. I knew about the song. I knew about the movie. Never even seen bits of it.
Okay. And his comments on it were, and I quote, "What the fuck is this movie?"
Yeah, pretty much. It was weird, and it's definitely not a me movie. No. Did
Why
not know.
not? I just want to know. So before we really dive in, why is this not a you movie? Because you do on occasion enjoy musicals, and that is a musical.
Yeah, I didn't like any of the music. They were all kind of lame, except for the Time Warp song. It was the one standout song. Everything else was kind of dumb. And I didn't really enjoy the weird, wacky ass story. It was weird. It was 50 years old and weird. And no.
Are you uncomfortable with the movie?
No, I don't give two flying fucks about the
It doesn't make you
messaging and shit.
uncomfortable.
I was just like, this is just all over the place.
To be very clear, also, and I quote, Jamie texted me and said, "I feel like I'm high," which is an accurate assessment. Like,
Yeah.
this movie is Frankenstein on an acid trip and an orgy, like with an orgy. It's fantastic, and that's probably why I love it, is because of how out there it is.
Like, I understand why it's stuck in so many people's minds and memories that watched it either when it first came out or when they were still, like, young and hadn't experienced stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Having watched it at 37, I was just like, I've seen some weird shit before, and, like, okay. I get that in the 70s this was real weird shit. Like, this was the human centipede of the 70s, I feel.
Just in like a different
Where
way.
people
Like,
watch it and go,
vulgarity
what
of
is
it.
happening right
Yeah,
now?
with the vulgarity of it and the strange, like, what the fuck moments for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can...
Yeah, not so much like the messaging, more like the this is real out there type thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit strange. Yeah, so I warned Jamie that we were watching this year because of the 50th anniversary, and I got graced with, yes, we can record it, and it's the last episode of the year, right? Like, this will be the last episode of 2025. So I feel kind of accomplished that I get that little...
Well, it is like a party movie, and this will release on New Year's Eve, so it makes sense.
And they're celebrating Dr. Frank-N-Furter's newest creation. So yeah. So this movie is all over the place, starring Susan Sarandon as Janet, Barry Boswick as Brad, and then the other most notorious character in this is Tim Curry in all of his glory with fishnets, 6-inch stilettos, and a corset as Dr. Frank-N-Furter. And I love him for it.
The department store clerk from Home Alone 2.
He's not a department store clerk. You also got that wrong. He is actually the butler in the hotel.
Same thing.
Nope, totally different.
But yeah,
it's okay.
It took me so long to recognize him. I'm like, why do I know this damn dude? And then there was like a line he said, and I was like, oh, I know that voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
I can't remember what it was, but he said something, and I just went, oh, that's the dude from Home Alone. What the hell?
Yeah, so whenever I start getting a feel for people, and if I'm going to vibe with them, I always generally find a way to ask them how they met Tim Curry. Like, what stage of his life did they meet Tim Curry in? And most people tell me that it is Pennywise, because he's the original It, or they will tell me that they met him as Long John Silver in Muppet Treasure Island, which is the best Muppet movie ever in existence. Or Home Alone is the other. Oh, fuck me, Dad, we're going to watch that. And then, yeah, everybody else...
Also, don't think I've seen the first It.
Yeah, well, you haven't, and it was like... It's a miniseries, not a movie, but it's a miniseries squished into a movie. But yeah, and then other people will be like, oh yeah, I know him from Home Alone. And most of the time I'll be like, all right, I can still vibe with you, like you still like Tim Curry, cool. I met Tim Curry as Dr. Frank-N-Furter. That was my introduction to this man, and that's when I fell in love with him as an actor, because I was like, I need more of this person if you're going to sacrifice that much pain.
Just so you know, that was his theatrical movie introduction to everyone.
Yes, and...
because this is his debut movie, which is wild.
Which is wild because...
What a way to start, then not get typecast.
Well, and it's crazy because he played the same character in the live stage production when this first premiered in the UK. So I love the fact that he was just down for transitioning into film adaptation, and it was like probably another day in the life of him, honestly.
You also missed the greatest cast member.
Meatloaf. I was saving it for the surprise, you dickwad. That was my big surprise guest, because he has like a 10-minute cameo. I hate meatloaf.
Karina loves a meatloaf.
I don't like meatloaf. I will eat it to be polite if people make it and I happen to be over at their house for dinner. I do not like meatloaf. Nothing should be in a loaf form anyway, unless it's like a loaf cake or bread loaf. But you know.
Why don't you like meatloaf though? You like meatballs and rissoles.
It's a texture thing.
Yeah, they're the same thing. They're just in a different shape.
It's a texture thing. It's different. It's a texture. I don't like it. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me grossed out. It's grossing me out.
It sounds like you've just been eating really bad meatloaf.
No, like my mom used to make meatloaf all the time, and everybody was like, dude, her meatloaf is bomb. Like, I don't understand why you don't have her cook it more. And I was like, because I fucking hate meatloaf. It's nasty. It's just not enough.
I'll fix you.
No, you won't. Anyway, Mom's been trying for 30 plus years. Nobody can fix me. Clearly, I watch these kind of movies. Like, there's something wrong in my head if I will just be like, oh, I'm going to watch Rocky Horror today, because why not? It's a great film.
You also woke up and watched 3 hours of Taylor Swift this morning, so yeah, that makes sense.
I woke up, watched 3 hours of Taylor Swift, left my house, did shopping, came back and put Taylor Swift on in the background while I was writing notes for this episode, because I don't care what anybody says. She's a fucking marketing genius, and yeah, anyway.
Oh, I don't disagree with that, but yeah.
She's a
Glad
genius.
someone's got notes for this.
Yeah, I've got notes. I just haven't followed them because you know how I am with these episodes. Like, I look at my notes and they're like cliff notes for me, really. You know. So yeah. Anyway, so this movie is it's all over the place. It's kind of hard to describe what the main plot of it is, but essentially it is a science. They tell you in the opening theme song that this is a science fiction double feature. And that should have eluded everybody that these were going to involve some aliens that we'll get to at the end, which also made Jamie very confused. um, but yeah, so the opening credits are just a pair of lips singing. Those lips actually belong to the lady who played Magenta, which is a character in this movie that we will get to, but it was dubbed over by a male voice actor who also happens to be the guy who played her brother slash butler of the house riffraff. So I think it's kind of cool that they were able to include the cast in multiple ways on this movie, just from the very opening sequence. And
I assume that was like budgetary as well.
It is, yeah. So this movie is very budget friendly for them, with the exception of costumes. Most of the things were very, very smart because they had a $1.6 million budget, I think I wrote down, which is
1.4.
1.4. It's pretty big for the time this came out in 75. That's probably a pretty big budget. But for how much had to go into this, it's probably not that big. You can use that up pretty quickly with theatrics, stage, music, time, makeup, everything. So yeah, it's impressive how they were able to repurpose things.
I also don't, and like the costumes are not. There's not really anything custom. It's all just a lot of lingerie, basically.
It is, and a lot of the pieces came from one of the stage productions. Like, they borrowed it from the stage production, which is cool.
Yeah, I think it was probably mainly set design and cast and makeup and stuff like that. But,
yeah, definitely, and like choreography.
I don't think they're worried about money with how much it made.
No, this movie grossed a lot, and it's still to this day still making money for them because this movie is
$166 million.
Yeah,
off 1.4. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. And it didn't like happen overnight either. Like
120x.
Yeah, didn't happen overnight. Their box office was over a long period of time, which we will also briefly touch base on because I thought that was really cool. But yeah, so opening credits, pair of lips singing, super awesome. Sounds kind of strange, but we'll get to it. I guess it'll make all sense. And then it goes over and we see people at a wedding with some really strange looking individuals at the front of the church, and we meet Brad and Janet.
Yeah, that wigged me out that they're like, so there's a lot of art references in this where I was like, this is very artsy. Like, they are pushing the boundaries of the storytelling with the themes and like some of the like the transvestite and all of that sort of stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's real out there for the 70s. But then yeah, they're also like trying to incorporate the more artsy elements to it because there's the
farmers,
the parents, family, farmer people at the church that are essentially imitating the American Gothic painting standing in front of the church.
I think there's a picture of the Mona Lisa in Frank-N-Furter's house, along with a bunch of
statue of David.
Yeah,
there's a lot of like art things. I'm like, oh, okay, they're trying to be real artsy with this, but it's just really out there.
It is artsy in a very complex way. So yeah, we meet Janet and Brad, Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick, who are our unfortunate couple that have a bunch of crazy things happen to them. They seem very wholesome,
She's
though.
So young.
Yeah,
she's so young.
Yeah, Susan Sarandon. This might have been her first movie too. I didn't even look at that, but she's definitely a baby. This was before Thelma and Louise. I know that. So, and that's my favorite Susan Sarandon movie of all time. So I know I'm weird. I was I took notes and I half researched for you.
It was her 7th movie.
Oh, okay.
She started in 1970 on a movie called Joe.
Don't know what that is. Okay. Well, this is where we see...
I think this was like her big one.
Yeah.
I've never heard of any of these others. It's Joe, Lady Liberty and the Apprentice in 71, Love and Molly and the Front Page in 74, The Great Waldo Pepper and Rocky Horror Picture Show in 75.
Yeah.
And then, again, nothing really until you get to Tempest, The Witches of Eastwick.
Yes, that's a good movie. I love that movie.
Thelma and Louise in 91. So yeah, she was doing stuff the whole time.
It just wasn't
Just nothing
big.
really popping until Thelma and Louise, and then it's Client, Little Women, Dead Man Walking, James and the
Yeah.
Giant Peach.
She's one of those people that's in a ton of stuff, but like you don't realize it's her until you're watching it, kind of thing.
She's in Rugrats, in Paris, the movie, Cats and Dogs.
Yeah. She's all over the place. Susan Sarandon is a very talented individual. Like all
Speed
of
Racer.
I like how you're going down her filmography and you're getting more impressed. You're like Speed
Cloud
Racer.
Atlas, Snitch. Yeah, weird. Zoolander 2.
Yeah.
A Bad Mom's Christmas. That's a good one. 2017. That's almost 20 years old.
2 years.
10 years old,
yeah.
not 20.
Sorry. But yeah, no, so, well, now that we got sidetracked, see, I'm not the only one who squirrels around here, motherfucker. So, and then Barry Bostwick is just like in everything. He's one of those people that just get into all the different episodes of things. He's just an old guy who, when you see his face, you're like, oh, I've seen him before. Another one that's kind of just like, yeah, I know you don't know who it is, but his name like resonates with a lot of old people in the U.S. And I mean, no offense when I say old people.
When you're like, do you know that guy? And I was like, I've never seen this man in my life.
Yeah. So poor Brad and Janet get stranded in some rain, and they got a flat, and they end up walking back to a really creepy looking house, and it kind of goes.
This is very like Beetlejuice start.
It is. It's kind of like a
I can see why the opening of Beetlejuice was like, oh yeah, I like this for you.
Yeah. So yeah, Brad, Janet make their way to this house. They get greeted by some really crazy looking butler named Riff Raff. And they go in and they are going into a party, even though they just want to use a telephone. And that's what they are told multiple times, is that they just want to use a telephone. And no one lets them use the phone at all. They're...
No, heck of a party.
Yeah, they are, kind of walking through, looking at everything, creeped out as fuck, because these people are very vanilla. And they have entered a very non-vanilla environment. That's the only way I can describe this is...
Oh, yeah, they your vanilla Dixie cups walking into a rainbow paddle pop.
It's a lot for them to take in. So you go straight into the time warp here, which is the only song that apparently you would fucking know out of this entire thing. And
it was way earlier in the movie than I expected it to be, because it is the iconic song.
Yes.
I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be like the big crescendo song at the end, and then it's the first one. I was like, what the hell? Okay.
What's going on here? Yeah. So everybody
also,
does the
that
time
dance
warp.
for the time warp is
So much
looks
fun.
ridiculous, but it's so simple.
It is so much fun though. Like, so
it's the thrusting bit that I'm like, okay, yep, that's
it's
insane.
so much fun. So, side note, I will get you to watch it eventually in person. I have gone to the live Rocky Horror screening with the Shadowcast. I went with my coworkers for a Halloween showing of it 2 years ago now. And I don't feel like the people I went with were very fully aware of what was going to happen. But it was fantastic. If you've never been before, you can opt to get a goodie bag. It's called the Virgin Bag. Yep, you heard me right. And it's stuffed with goodies that you are supposed to utilize throughout the entire movie. So, like, usually they give you, like, a newspaper to put over your head when they're walking through the rain. You get a party hat when they're celebrating Rocky's birthday. You get, like, streamers and confetti and stuff like that. There's usually, I think, a toilet paper roll and some condoms in there at one point. There's just a whole lot of stuff. And you're supposed to, like, throw it in the audience when you're watching this to be included. It's fantastic. It's a hell of a time, and you will eventually experience that. You're welcome. I'm warning you in advance. So yeah, when I say the time warp is a big deal, everybody does the time warp. Like, everybody, when I was in the theater, stood up and did the time warp while it was playing in the movie. So yeah. I
hate those sort of screenings. It's like those goddamn sing-along screenings that they have for, like, K-pop demon hunters and stuff now. Like, no, shut up.
Oh my God. Shadowcast is so much fun, though, because they have a full theatrical cast on stage in full costume, mimicking the movie as it's happening. And then you have audience participation. I guess.
You're going for that experience. It's just like... The K-pop Demon Hunters one, it's just, there's a movie on and everyone in here is going to sing. So
yes.
Deal with it. Like,
yes, very different. No, this one is it is a stage production with the movie playing in the background. Audience gets involved. Throughout this movie, too, when you watch it, and it's happened just over the years, people just start screaming random things. And there is actually, like, PDF versions you can download of what to say during what part of this movie if you were going to attend a shadow screening. So you can participate as well. So yeah, it's great. It's great. But yeah, they do the time warp. They meet Dr. Frank-N-Furter. Sorry, I drop in things. I'm all over the place today.
Also, what's with the way they frame this movie too, with like the kind of the Denton affair scrapbook thing from the criminologist, who then like is kind of presenting it as like a serious
Case
recollection documentary type thing for this totally outrageous, unserious story.
I think it's
up with that.
Such
a weird like
thing.
Contrast where they just don't gel at all.
So my theory on it, and I did not look into it that hard because for me this is just a natural, like, I've watched this movie so many times it doesn't faze me, but I guess when you're looking at it from the first time ever, you'd be like, why is there just random snippets of this guy who's explaining everything that's about to happen to them? My theory is that the government, because Brad's like boss works for the government and is investigating what's going on. This is a case file that he is explaining to the audience as to what happened and what transpired. So he's just going step by step on like, oh, now Janet and Brad were in for a very, very unfortunate evening. Like,
yeah, that's kind of what I got from it. Did they ever do like sequels in the same style?
So there were
different cases, like spin-offs?
No, so there were 3 attempts at making a sequel for this movie. None of them worked. They were shot down horribly. I think the last idea that I read on it was an absolute atrocious mess where Brad's brother went to go investigate what happened because Brad went back and was a go-go dancer and then died. Apparently Janet was pregnant with Frank-N-Furter's son, and so their son is involved in it, and it was a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that's part of like that whole, this was very out there. So you had like the transvestite transsexuals from Transylvania. I was like, whoa, the 70s, these are a lot of triggering words, kind of still very triggering.
I was going to say, for some
just as triggering now.
Yeah, this triggers a lot of people. I've seen that recently, personally and locally, that this movie triggers a lot of people.
There's sort of like the weird swinging orgy elements.
Yes.
I'm trying to think, when was the AIDS epidemic in the States? It would have been around this time as well. So like,
I want to say you're probably right on that.
Like 70s, 80s. I can see why like there was the whole doing sequels and stuff might have been even more controversial as well.
Yeah. This was a tough sell in the US.
No doubt this is the kind of movie that would have tried to touch on that in subsequent sequels, if that.
Yes.
From the sound of it, go-go dancer that then died. That's probably how he would have died.
Yeah, I don't remember what it all was. I thought I read that it was somewhere, but anyway, it never happened, thank God, because this is like you only need one Rocky Horror. In my opinion, I think that it's just golden the way it is. But yes, so there's orgies. Dr. Frank-N-Furter is obviously trying to make the perfect man, because this is almost like
the AIDS epidemic began in 81.
Okay, so yeah, this was right before that time, so sequels would have touched on that time frame, and that would have been really bad.
Attention, trading card collectors! Are you ready to take your collection to the next level? Dive into the action with the limited edition Australian wrestling card, showcasing the most electrifying talents Australia has to offer. Imagine owning cards featuring legends such as Robbie Eagles, Shazza McKenzie, Shane Hayes, Madison Eagles, and many, many more. But that's not all. You'll also snag cards of the iconic referees, commentators, and announcers, just like me, Lord Andy Coyne, to truly capture the spirit of Australian independent wrestling. And as our homegrown talent continues to dominate the world stage, OzRest cards are destined to become hot commodities. Not only will you be owning a valuable piece of wrestling history, but you'll also be supporting the amazing wrestlers and talented photographers behind the magic. So don't wait! Grab your Australian wrestling cards now at pariomagazine.com.au/OzRes cards. Order today and kickstart your collection with a bang!
So Frank-N-Furter tries to make a man because, this is the twisted Frankenstein monster. So he makes Rocky, who is the perfect man in every way for Frank-N-Furter. He's so
Even with his
excited
belly
about
button?
him.
Even with his belly button.
Jamie and Rocky have something very much in common, folks.
I was going to say, you have to be nice here. You can't be mean.
Oh, I can be mean. No, yeah, Jamie doesn't have a belly button, which I thought was the weirdest thing.
It's just flat.
Not there. It's really it's like if you were watching The Matrix and you know when they stick the bug into Keanu Reeves and it looks like he doesn't have a belly button. That's kind of like what Jamie's like going on. You're welcome. You wanted to air my dirty laundry on a string the other day, so now I'm gonna air yours. Okay, this is my honka for you.
Also, I love that the like experiment tank where they're like building Rocky is a rainbow flag.
It is. I also love that this experimental tank is full of water when you look at it from the top sequence, and then magically Rocky comes out completely dry. Like, not even wet. No, he is not. His bandages are all dry.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just later in the movie he seems to be always wet.
Yeah, he's sweaty. He's a sweaty man. He's got to lift all those weights to be...
He's always moist.
I hate you. He's got to lift the weights so Dr. Frank-N-Furter can make him a man, like, worthy. In the middle of all this catastrophe, because obviously you can't attend an experiment unless you're stripped of all your clothes and in your skivvies. So that's where Brad and Janet are right now. They are these wholesome people that are in their bra and panties. And they're fully out there just living their best life. They can't even cover up to be modest because their arms get pulled down. So
yeah, this is where it gets like really sort of sexual and creepy and like...
Yes.
Almost rapey.
It's weird. It's very strange. So, in the midst of all this, the deep freezer unthaws, revealing Meatloaf, who is in a failed experiment of Dr. Frank-N-Furter's. Eddie, who Columbia fell in love with. Columbia is another one of our side characters who is a groupie of Dr. Frank-N-Furter, who fell in love with Eddie.
Who is also very young and very skinny.
Yes, she is about Jamie's size when he's not on steroids, folks.
No, I meant Meatloaf.
Oh, I thought you meant Columbia. Well, regardless.
Like,
Meatloaf is very
when
tiny.
I say very skinny, I mean in comparison to
where he was.
Much older Meatloaf.
Yes. Yes.
Not skinny compared to me.
Sorry, yes. Well, Jamie is Columbia size and I am Meatloaf size. So it's fine, you know. We'll make the match. You're welcome. So yeah, Eddie is deep for he unthaws because he didn't get killed. He's an experiment. And then Columbia is excited until Frank-N-Furter hacks Eddie to death as a mercy killing because he is merciful. And from there, we see everything else kind of go crazy as far as this newest experiment. And we see Brad and Janet get in touch with their sexual sides.
Yep. There is like it is insane with how many sort of sexually charged innuendos are dropped throughout this movie. It's like every second line. Like Jesus Christ.
Yes, this movie pushed the envelope on all ways of that. Brad and Janet are in separate rooms. You see Frank-N-Furter do some things because he's just not satisfied enough. So he's got to go and try to compromise the innocent, essentially, by tricking each of the others to thinking that they're with that one. Super great.
Which is also, that's also like the weird part for me too, because it's like, this obviously went on to become a big, like, culturally iconic and significant film for the LGBT community. But it's also like, weird because he's trying to like force himself onto this unsuspecting couple, and it's like I don't feel like that's how that community is. They're more subtle and accepting. They're not trying to force people into following their preferences.
That is true. They do kind of clean it up a little bit though, because as Frank-N-Furter is trying to seduce each of the other parties, they were like, you won't tell them, right? Like, that is how they justified that, I feel. Is like, Janet's like, you aren't going to tell Brad. And Brad's like, you aren't going to tell Janet. And it's like, oh, okay, never mind. It's fine. So I guess that's kind of like how they get away with not necessarily, like, it's not completely, it's consensual in a sense. It's just a very convoluted way of going about consensualism. That's not even a word, but
this is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. But that awakens something inside of Janet where she's just, confused, and then her sexual drive just comes out because he has awakened that in her, and she goes on to mess around with director Frank-N-Furter's experiment because Rocky's just so sad and alone and new to the world. He doesn't know what's going on.
I think that's probably why it became so iconic, because it is just so open with like
yes,
exploring and testing sexuality and sexual bounds and stuff, and then like that's what I think of when I think of the LGBT community, like just people that are open to trying things and experimenting
trying to find
with
themselves.
what they feel.
Yeah, they don't, and that's
that's
the whole
why
like
this connected. It was like, oh, we can dress like this. It doesn't like there's not those are girls' clothes type thing.
doesn't matter. Yeah, that's why the Creature of the Night song that Susan Sarandon's character is singing while she is lusting over Rocky, that kind of like goes into that whole thing. Like she is literally trying to feel her way through this new experience for herself. She envisions all of the characters, like literally her with all of the characters in her mind, because she's just so overwhelmed. So that's all good and gravy. Random doctor shows up in a wheelchair. Turns out to be Brad's boss, who's Eddie's uncle. Dun, dun, dun. And everything kind of blows up from there, if it hasn't already.
My brain was bleh.
You were already mushed by then?
I was like, what is happening here? I have no sense of what this plot is meant to be. I'm just here for the moments.
When everybody is convening in the laboratory and they find out who the doctor is, you hear a little like noise come out of the tank. That's where Janet and Rocky are, and that's how they are discovered. And it's a fantastic, like, who's on second moment. Like, if anybody is a fan of the Three Stooges, that's exactly what this was like for me, that moment. Like, Janet, Dr. Scott, Janet, Brad, Rocky. It's fantastic. And yes, I'm not even ashamed of how I did that. It's terrible and I know it, but I don't care. It is such a moment though I love that. That is my Three Stooges moment, probably this entire movie. They go to dinner.
And the dinner parties.
The dinner.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the dinner. Fantastic dinner. They're celebrating Rocky's birthday because obviously he's brand new to the world. We got to celebrate. I told you it was like a Butcher and Blackbird moment. They never officially like come out and say that the dinner is Eddie necessarily, but it is implied.
They make it pretty obvious.
It is implied when they remove the tablecloth and Eddie is just strung out with his organs all exposed as a table, which is a cool fucking table, honestly. Super cool table.
You feel... Have you seen the AI... I'm pretty sure it was AI generated, the like coffee table with the grandma corpse in the resin.
No, I did see one though of Jason, and I think that one might have been something that someone actually made. I'm not really sure though, but it's the same concept, I think.
Yeah, I saw one that was like a big resin block as like a coffee table.
Oh no.
That had someone's grandmother in it. I was like, that's messed up.
Yep. Rocky Horror did it first. See? All these ideas. Yeah, it's fantastic. They get chased around. Brad and Janet are just getting chased out all over throughout the house. They get... At one point, Medusa, everybody gets Medusa, essentially.
Yeah, and that's when the statue of David and stuff like comes in. They're all like turned into these big marble naked statues of themselves.
Yes, it's awesome. Like,
there's also a random Titanic buoy in the pool. I was like, what the heck? What is this reference?
Yep, yes, there is, because Frank-N-Furter takes them to be part of his final act. He is just...
We're going down with the ship on this one.
Yeah, he unmedusas everybody, and they are all in very similar outfits that resemble Frank-N-Furter's outfit, because why not? We gotta, embrace our inner Frank-N-Furter. It's fantastic.
On this show in one of those outfits.
If I had one of those outfits, I'm pretty sure nobody would want to see that. So your ratings would go down, and other things would probably go up for you. Again, my honka honka moment. Don't take it from me. You're welcome. So, man, this has become such a shit show for both of us. I love this.
It's just like the movie.
It's a dumpster fire that everybody loves, for the most part. So this pool sequence at the end of the movie is probably where their budget went, because they had to make duplicate corsets for the entire cast that was involved, because they had to have a dry corset and a wet corset at all times. during this entire shoot. So that could get pretty expensive probably, and probably really uncomfortable if those things didn't dry out totally. I cannot stand wet clothes. Like like that sends me. It's one of my icks is having wet clothing on. So like having wet fishnets and shoes in the pool and everything would be so uncomfortable for me.
I assume they would have filmed all the dry bits first and then all the wet bits. You would hope.
You would
rather
hope.
than switching backwards and forwards.
You would hope, but there is that really intense semi-orgy sequence in the pool that probably took several takes, and they probably had to dive in a couple times or something, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but you just do all that in one go, so when you're still wet, it doesn't matter.
Well, they have to look dry, though, going in. Like, their makeup has to be redone. They've got to be dry.
Just dry off. It's
Oh,
called a
my
towel
goodness.
and a hairdryer.
This is theater. This is art. We don't believe in those things. Come on. Yeah, Frank-N-Furter has all of his people now, like, essentially brainwashed, and then out of nowhere, Riff Raff and Medusa, Riff Raff and Magenta come out, and this is where Jamie went,
What the fuck is happening?
He's like, what are these aliens?
Why are they aliens now? What?
Because he did not take hints from the opening song. This would have been so much easier if you had just done that. Yes.
I was so confused. I was like, I thought they were Transylvanian. What is happening?
They are, because Transylvania is
They're
another
goddamn
planet.
space aliens.
Yes. So they have come to
It's like, what is this freaking Doctor Who all of a sudden?
they've come to take the house back to Transylvania. Transsexual, transvestite. Yes. The tongue twisters of teas. Anyway, so they come back to take that. Frank-N-Furter's like, I'm so sorry, I fucked up. I won't do it again. Let's go. And they're like, oh, no. We're going to destroy you. And so he has his final moments, and then Columbia gets killed. Unfortunately, I loved her. Columbia's my favorite. And then you see Frank-N-Furter and his doom, and Rocky saves the day, or tries to. He doesn't quite understand, but that is a King Kong moment. That is where we see a King Kong moment out of Rocky, climbing up the Radio City Tower with Frank-N-Furter on his back. It's all kinds of crazy.
RKO Radio City. RKO out of nowhere.
It was at that moment where I told Jamie, at least you can relate to something in this movie.
Yeah, that bit popped me. I was like, hey, RKO.
Yeah. So everybody's either dead or they're very confused, and Magenta and Riff Raff are like, you can leave now. We're gonna beam up now. Goodbye. Get the fuck out. I don't want to have to kill you, kind of the moment. And that's how it ends. The house spins out into oblivion, and the Doctor and Brad and Janet are just like on the ground in their corsets.
What just happened?
They're in their
What
corsets
happened?
and they're like, what's happening? Yeah, this movie is insane. And I love it. And I also love that I probably summed that up in like 20 minutes. And I'm pretty proud of myself, honestly. 25 minutes sum up.
Yeah, it whacked me. It wigged me out a lot. It was nuts.
I don't know why this. I mean, I get it. Like, you're just not. You didn't
Like,
grow
it's
up
not
with it.
really a coherent movie. It is just a whole series of weird, wacky things. Like, it is very much like a stage musical. Like, you can tell it has come from stage musical, where it's like, here's just a whole bunch of moments and songs, and we'll loosely tie them together.
I don't know. It's not loosely, because it is an alien retelling of Frankenstein. It's essentially what it is. They've come down to Earth to see if they can make the perfect man, and he failed, so they're going to go back home now. So it is Frankenstein meets E.T. or something. If you,
Yeah, okay.
that's putting it
You
lightly.
keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. So this movie is very intense. It got an R rating, obviously, in the 70s. It still
Yeah,
probably
no
would hold
shit.
that.
I'm surprised it got that.
My mom and I had talked about this yesterday when I was going to watch it, because Chloe has still not seen it, and she's 16. I was probably watching this movie when I was like 11 or 12, because I love the
This
music.
explains so much.
I know it does. I was a troubled youth. Really, my mom looked at it as it's a fucking musical, and that's kind of how I look at it as well, until I started rewatching it, and I was like, all right, well, I don't really know if she's
There's some
fully
pretty sexual
prepared.
things in here.
I was like, I don't really know if she's fully prepared to watch Frank-N-Furter try to seduce two people in the sheets. And yeah, I'm like, it's okay.
But
We'll
there's
just wait another
no-
year. There's no super nudity. Like
Yeah,
Columbia's
there's no
boobs,
nudity.
Columbia's nip slip happens at the very end, where like her corset is starting to slide down a little bit because she is so fucking skinny.
And Frankenfurter's as well.
Yeah, and yeah,
But that's just a man chest.
Yeah, it's just a hairy Tim Curry chest, so it's okay, I guess. But yes, so that's really the only like nudity per se. I mean,
there's no like flop and dongs.
no, there's not like other movies out there in the world, so it's not terrible.
TV shows have flop and dong now.
That is very true. So yeah, I feel like if she just
we watched 28 years later this year.
I don't want to talk about
big
that.
flop and dongs in that one.
If she asks me to watch it, I will gladly watch it with her, probably. She knows all the music, though, and that's probably how my introduction was to this initially. Before I watched it, I knew all the music from listening to the soundtrack. Because for me, I know
I knew Time Warp, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I knew it just because it became a big, like, mainstream popular song.
Yeah, it's the top song in this entire movie, probably. But for me, like, I love all of the songs, but I'm also like, I was a big into like chorus and theater and stuff like that, so I appreciated like all the weird wacky kind of like half songs that were in there and stuff like that. But yeah, if she wants to watch it, I'll watch it with her, and if she's like this is weird, then I'll be like, all right, well, try again later, I don't give a shit, like it's whatever. However, I feel like if they were to like officially like reimagine it or something like that for a theater release, or if someone were to remake it, they'd have to really change a lot of things, because I don't feel like this film could be remade to its like original format nowadays.
I think
without pressing it.
It'd probably need tweaks just to make it flow a bit better.
Yes.
It'd still be mega controversial, but probably a little bit less so in terms of topics and themes and stuff, but just
yes.
There are a section of the community that would absolutely hate it and be very vocal about it.
Yes.
I also don't think anybody would risk, because it is such a beloved film.
No one would try and touch it, probably.
Anybody would even consider, let's remake it. I think the closest you'll get is people doing stage shows.
Absolutely. I actually wrote down, so I know we talked briefly about sequels, however,
because I'm pretty sure they had a stage, like a theater run here in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rocky Horror is one of those things. It's a timeless movie. It pops up
every like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so it is a timeless movie. It was actually entered into, so it's owned by, who's it owned by? Give me 1 second. It was owned by Fox, I believe. And then it's
owned by Disney, because it's on Disney Plus here.
So it was owned by Fox, and it fell under a policy where they were able to like re-release it all the time, whatever. And so when Disney bought Fox, they kept that policy only for Rocky Horror. So therefore, it can be re-released every year on Halloween if they want to, which is a tradition. They usually re-release this movie into select theaters every Halloween. And then, like there's theaters that will pick it up for the shadow viewing, which is what I had. It was this past year, our local theater where I saw it at 2 years ago, they had a very negative experience with the local government regarding this particular show. So it is still a very controversial topic, but the show went on, and to like no one's surprise, of course, the bad publicity only stirred up all of the good stuff, and they sold out
stronger.
Yeah, they did it for 2 nights. That was the 30th of February.
Just shut up about things if you don't like them.
Right. So yes, they do that on for Halloween, and then they also did one for Valentine's Day, which is also fantastic to go see this for Valentine's Day. Hello, sign us up. I'm putting that out there in the universe. Sign us up, guys.
I'm sorry, I already have plans for Valentine's Day.
I don't want to talk. No, we're not talking about you going to see wrestling with your boyfriend. You're really gonna get me out here right now. This is a perfect episode for that kind of a comment, just so you know. You guys are going to have the best time going to wrestling and watching hot, sweaty men just wrestle each other on Valentine's Day. It's cool. I'll be in my bed watching. I have an evening date with Taylor Swift because she won't let me down, at least. So yeah, they do release this every so often. It comes back around, and it's always fun time. There was an episode of Glee that they did, a rendition of Rocky Horror. I was never a big Glee person, so for me, I never watched it. And then, the Fox.
That would have been really weird, because that's like a high school show.
Yes.
I wonder how toned back it was.
I haven't seen the episode. I kind of want to go watch it now, just because I would like to see how they handled the wardrobe, let alone anything else that was involved with this.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because they're meant to be high school kids. It's touching on some very sort of out there topics. How do they handle that in a high school setting.
Yeah, especially when some of the students in the Glee series were supposed to be struggling with their sexuality as well. So
Pretty sure my high school did a rendition of it at some point too, which was like weird.
I like how you just randomly remembered that fact. Clearly you didn't go and see it, you fucking nimwit. So yeah, and then in 2015, prior to Disney acquiring Fox actually reimagined this for a special evening production on TV. Yeah.
Fox.
On
like the regular Fox network or on one of their
Nope.
substations?
No, this was on the regular Fox TV.
How'd that go down? Jesus.
Laverne Cox was Dr. Frank-N-Furter in this reimagined series. And then Tim Curry actually was the criminologist in the reimagining of this. So it was brought up to date with just a new cast essentially and made appropriate for TV. I also did not watch this, but when I learned that Fox actually like allowed this to go on air, it was way before they became so against certain views on things.
I guess like Fox TV, like their TV and movie, have always been kind of a little bit more progressive.
Versus Fox News.
Versus Fox News is very hardcore
different.
Conservative.
Yeah,
very different channels, which is weird.
I feel like if Fox News were in charge of like broadcasting against all or across all of the Fox platforms, that probably never would have happened.
No.
Ever. But yeah.
I guarantee you there was a whole heap of like Fox News talking heads bitching about it the whole time.
Oh, probably. So yeah, this movie, it grossed $166 million. It's still making money. It did not gross that initially. It actually took years for this movie to gain money because it was one of those movies that like they only showed at night. Like they would only show midnight screenings of it. It was in like maybe 30 theaters. It took like a couple of years before it really started to get big on like the LGBTQ like community as being like available to watch and stuff like that, and more theaters started to pick it up. And then that's how shadow casting happened, was people just started to randomly shout things in the audience that stuck, and then theater companies were like, oh, we should totally get in on this, let's do this. And at one point they were offering people free entry if they were coming dressed up like cosplaying as one of the characters. Super crazy stuff. And it still has like a huge, like I said, cult following. It's still going strong. And mostly if you're not Jamie and someone says, have you ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show? Most people will be like, oh my God, I love that. Or, oh my God, that wasn't for me. But it was still really cool at the time. Jamie was just like, I know the time warp.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine this movie made a lot of its money on like home release, like video and DVD and like that sort of stuff. Because it does feel like the sort of movie that a lot of people would be intrigued by, but at the time of the 70s, probably a little bit gun shy of being seen going to see this movie.
And I think that's another reason.
Came out on video and DVD, you can kind of get away with sneaky buy it and go home and watch it at home.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why they probably released it for like evening showings only. And then as it gained popularity, they decided, okay, we can show this on the weekends now. Oh, we can show this for more than just like twice a day or, you know, all that other stuff. But yeah, definitely one of those movies that like if you were back in the day, it was still very everything about this movie is controversial. So if you even showed interest in it, you were probably frowned upon by most of your like most people were probably frowned upon by their family, because it was still a very closeted topic. Like a lot of things that they touch upon in this movie were so closeted and so like fear mongering is I guess a good term for it. Like everybody was just kind of like, oh no, we don't.
It's very taboo.
Super, super taboo. Like you said, it's still that way. At least in certain parts of over here, it's still a very, very controversial kind of thing. But overall, Rocky Horror is just, it's iconic. And, you know, people dress up and go to conventions. They have like weekend conventions every year for this movie. So people are still dedicated.
Oh, you should see Mardi Gras season here.
I feel like that's probably a little bit insane.
Oh, yeah. It is very Rocky Horror coded.
I'm here for it. I feel like I should probably join. Like, I want to be there one year for it now, kind of. Like, that's on my bucket list of things I want to go experience. So, yeah, all right. Now that I have literally just gone down a rabbit hole of everything that is this mess, final thoughts, and I don't even want to know what your fucking rating is on this because it scares me. Like, our future, I feel, depends on this rating.
For me personally, it would be like a 2 because I'm
Not
probably never going to watch this again.
don't
But
no
as
annual watch, babe. Sorry.
God, as like an objective movie, I would give it a 3. Like, it's fine for watching. I wouldn't rush out and encourage anyone to. You desperately need to see this, but if you are interested, yeah, check it out. You'll be fine. But like, if you have zero interest in it, I think watching the first 10 minutes isn't going to make you go, oh, I need to watch the rest. You have to have some sort of level of interest.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Rocky, like, so this is not my top musical. It's not near my top musical, actually.
Alexander Hamilton.
That's also
Hamilton.
not my top musical.
Oh, you're crazy. It's the best one.
It's in my top 3. So for me, my favorite musical of all time is Phantom of the Opera, and then it's Hamilton, and then it's Rocky Horror Picture Show. You've never seen Phantom of the Opera? Don't talk to me. We're gonna watch it. Don't worry.
All I know about that is there's a guy with a half mask thing.
Are you ready for me to blow your mind? You're gonna watch Gerard Butler sing opera.
What?
You're welcome.
What?
He plays the Phantom. Gerard Butler. Yes, he plays the Phantom. And he
The
sings.
action hero guy. What?
Yes. The one from
Okay.
whatever it was, Greenland. Isn't that movie? And
Yeah,
like
Greenland.
the White House.
Greenland
Down
2 comes out in
movie.
a couple of weeks.
Or Olympus Has Fallen movies and stuff like that. Yeah, him, Gerard Butler. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sings opera.
Greenland 2 comes out in January.
I've never
We're
watched the
watching it,
first
just so you know.
Greenland. Oh, I've
You
never
better
seen the
get
first
back to
one.
watching it.
Whatever, I will
It's
eventually.
on Prime Video.
Okay, I'll watch it. Yes, he sings opera in Phantom of the Opera. He's the lead. Patrick Wilson from the Insidious series and the Conjuring series and stuff. He's in it as well. He sings opera.
Okay.
So we're going to be watching that. That's going to be Jamie's new experiment. I can't wait. I love introducing Jamie to all these random movies that he's either never seen or never heard of. And then when he sees people he recognizes, he goes, what the fuck? Like, legitimately, I know when his mind has blown because he will text me immediately in all caps and just go, what the fuck?
It's okay. This time next year, just wait till the episode we're doing to close out next year. It's a Corrina movie. So good.
No. We're not gonna talk about it. Anyway, Rocky Horror
I don't think you haven't looked at the schedule yet.
I
have
know
you?
what it is already. You've been fucking threatening me for the past, like,
What?
3 weeks about it, and I ain't gonna talk about it.
What?
I gotta prepare myself for it mentally.
What?
Nothing.
Tell me what it is.
No
You never guess.
spoilers. No, you told me we were watching Jingle All the Way, that I had to watch Jingle All the Way.
Oh, no, that's the Christmas movie next year. I meant the New Year's, like the final episode of the year next year.
I don't even want to know. I haven't looked at the schedule, to be fair. I don't work. I just come here to harass you on. What are you... All right, we're not watching Ricky Bobby.
Oh, yeah, we are.
No, you already made me watch it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, Rocky is a 4 for me. Rocky Horror will always be a 4. Unless I'm feeling really generous and I'm in a mood, then it'll be a 5. It'll never be lower than a 4, though. It's fantastic. It has a cult following. If you don't know anything about Rocky Horror, or if you've never heard of it, then yeah, you probably won't want to watch it. If you are anyone of a theater nerd, or you are involved with the LGBTQ plus community, you probably know this, have seen it, loved it. So yeah, it's definitely fun to introduce newbies to. Like, oh man, everybody needs to, like, at least watch it maybe once and get themselves the virgin goodie bag so they can
It
participate.
is most certainly an experience.
Also, I did not tell you this, but they do pick people from the audience who are virgins and they put you on stage
Oh, God.
at the beginning and fuck with you. It's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, that wraps it for me. Jamie's going to take us out because I never do outros because I just can't seem to get the intro right. So I'm going to fuck up the outro if I ever try.
Alrighty. Thank you for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on podcast services and on YouTube. You can follow Corrina on Instagram at Miss Corrina Renee. And where else?
You can follow me on living_dead_books on Instagram. I have an hour left in book 69 of the year, and then I am on a hiatus until the new year, probably because I am out of the country next week, and then I am, holiday, taking vacation from reading.
And you got 2 big-ass books to do next year.
I do too. Actually, I got 3 big ass books. I just got 2, and I'll be getting one more as soon as fucking Chantel releases Chaotic for me. Come on, mother, I need you.
Awesome. All right, and you can follow me on social media at JamieUps Media and at Pario Magazine. Next week, we will be back with our Treats or Trash Awards for 2025.
Yay!
Our annual awards show rating the best and worst of the year. So we'll catch you all in the new year.
Yes.